Hello, everyone. This is the little man here, and I'm going to be showing y'all some of my quick Cybergrind tips, along with just some general speedrun tech, just for everyone's information. Cool. So first thing I'm going to show off is movement, and I'm going to turn down the sound effect volume by just a little bit. So, first one is a classic that you're going to be using a lot, especially in speedrunning, slam storage. So, two different uses of it, and here's how to do it. Very simply, you jump up to a wall, and then you hit slam and do a wall jump at the same time. Then, once you hit the ground, you have two options. You can either jump again, and that's how you get that really big boost. That one. Or you can slide and go really fast. I think I did that correctly. I'm not sure. I haven't messed around with that second version all that much. But that definitely feels faster than the basic slide. I think so. I'm not actually completely sure now. Right. Okay, that definitely works though. And then what I'm doing right now is rocket jumping. So most people do it via this way, I do so believe. So, quite simple. All you have to do is get yourself a decent amount of height, like say slam storage. Then, specifically below you, shoot a rocket and then you whiplash it, which is the hookshot arm. So by doing this, you can super easily pull off rocket jumps. And then there is one more quick trick that I'm going to show off using the rocket launcher: boosts. These can give you some really good speed, but you have to already be going decently fast. So, doing that slam jump thing I did. Oh, that was it. That's the boost. Okay. You just have to get the timing right, I'm assuming. I'm trying to figure out what that timing is exactly. Okay, I see. So you have to slide first, and then a bit after you started sliding, you have to immediately jump again out of that. And then that's how you get the big boost out of the jumps. So, damn. And then that's how you get the boost from rockets. It's pretty good. I think there's only one time in my speedrun that I did it, and that was over, I think it was the second, no, the first level of Lust. Because, here, I can show you why. Because I'm just gonna do some rocket riding here for a bit. Oh, and you just control the rocket WASD. Left, right, turn to the left and right, but hitting up angles the rocket downwards. I messed it up. Okay, but basically you can't go as far from each time you go back-to-back rocket riding. So like there's like however much fuel in each rocket, and then that amount of fuel decreases per rocket used back-to-back rocket riding. So now I'm trying to think of more general tricks. Movement tricks. Oh yeah, dash extensions. I believe people usually do it by just doing. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like. There's a specific thing that's called a dash extension. I don't remember exactly what it is, but what I do most of the time to keep speed on a flat surface: dash jump and then continuously slide jumping. Now, I do so believe I have actually fucked this up. Oh my god. I don't have this timing down at all. I thought I was great at this. Okay, that's it. Oh, my mouse is being weird. Okay, but that is how you do the speed extension. I believe you can do this out of basically any horizontal momentum you have. Just as soon as you've hit the ground, you do slide and jump at the exact same time. I'm trying to think of other movement tricks to do, because usually it's just a combination of those. Give me a sec. I'm going to pull up the cheats menu real fast, just so I can show off some stuff. I'm using ignore player, I think that's it. And then I'm going to spawn in just basic enemy. So using alt shotgun, you can get a boost, and in one of the more recent patches, they made it so that you can adjust the angle you're going to go with that midway through the hit stun. So yeah, normally you would boost out this way, but if you change the angle mid-hit, you can change your momentum, which can be used in some scenarios. I definitely have not experimented with it very well. Trying to think of other tech. Oh yeah, nukes. This is a strat I am not a fan of, but it is basically, I think, the only way to deal with, and I'm going to turn on another thing just so I can show this all faster. It's basically the only way to deal with the first phase of the first Prime Sanctum. I switched to the wrong weapon, I do so believe. I'm gonna figure out. Okay. And that is a nuke. You have to switch between core eject, shotgun, and specifically the red rail cannon. And you have to do it really quickly. I think there's another way you can do it, though, I believe. I don't believe it's as strong. But you can do it with frozen rockets as well. I don't like doing it because I'm not used to using the frozen rockets. So that is why I don't mess with it. Also, basically in every scenario, you would prefer to use the alt for the nail gun, because you set this up as traps before a boss fully starts, and then you can just instantly hit them. Like, see, he's taking a bunch of damage. Wait, actually, how do I forget? It's that, and then you can see boss health bar. See? Wait, what? Why does he not deal damage? Huh? Oh, wow. That does a lot more damage than I thought it did. Okay. Oh, do I not even have the other rail cannon equipped? I'm dumb. That is the only thing I did. I didn't have re-equipped. Okay. Now then, I'm going to go over some simple tricks that help you out with countering specific enemies. So, let me go in through the lists. Let me figure out the big hard ones. Okay, these guys. These guys are really easy. They seem really hard, especially when you're like first playing through the game. But simple strat, never leave. They have very little. They have very little options outside of melee, so you can leave them to last, and then you can just like dodge around dealing with all the harder enemies. So once you finally get with them, you can super easily counter them by just getting up close in their face and doing melee. Because solid on shotgun, really strong. If there's more than one, using one of these can hit more than one of them. And then go over quick tips on all the enemies real fast. Zoo. Okay, these guys just use the saws, set up a simple saw trap with a magnet, super easy to deal with. These guys, you can hit them with just a normal saw. These guys, I usually either parry, honestly for both these guys, I usually just parry their attacks, or just hit him with slab revolver. These guys, I almost always ignore. It's almost always worth dealing with the stronger enemies first, especially the enemies that you wouldn't want to be sanded. By just getting them done first before they can even be sanded, for the best. These guys are rough, admittedly. I am not good at fighting them. But just learning to counter all their hits is going to be big. Because even if you don't have... Also, saw traps, super easy way of dealing with them. Oh wow, that guy had way less health than I remember being. Holy cow. Well, I guess I did hit a parry on him. But yeah, the hardest way to deal with... The thing that makes him so hard is that the parry timing is weird, since even on the ground, they have 3 different ways that they can hit you. Being overhead, straightforward, and from the side. So you just have to understand that there's different timings for all 3 of them. Forward thrust being the fastest timing, sideways I think being the middle time-wise for how long it takes, and the overhead taking a really long time. I do so believe that those attacks do have at least a little bit of tracking on them, making them hard to deal with. And then going over basic enemies, these guys, really annoying, but there is a couple of really easy ways of dealing with them. For some reason, they always group up with each other, so that is where parry shotgun is really good. I'm also kind of fond of using red railgun on them occasionally, or basic rocket. What? Why are they still... Oh, I don't still have the charge for it. And it's infinite cooldowns. That's really goofy. I've never seen that before. Okay. And that's so weird. Okay. Okay. Those guys, pretty easy. Generally, you can also parry their attacks. They have some of the harder timing, I think, for just how fast they are. I keep on hitting the wrong thing because I want to go to this. Kind of annoying. They're fast, but they can't really pack much of a punch. These guys, I have found that consistently, best way of dealing with them is finding some area where there's bouncing walls, and then you can just easily explode them. Just makes them, oh my god, just so easy to deal with. Mind Flayer. Mind Flayers are always rough. They're always going to be rough. The only real thing I have to say about them is just melee them. Melee them, parry their attacks. That's literally the only thing. Basically, you need to always be aware of where they're at, but you don't always have to be attacking them. Just knowing that there's somewhere going to do something, you should be fine. All you need to know is to be aware of where they're at and constantly moving, so that you can dodge their teleport close to you attack, and so that you can parry their projectile shot attack. Because other than that, the laser isn't super dangerous, because For some reason, just where they aim their lasers are usually just not a problem majority of the time. Sentries, these guys are annoying, but they're not actually all that difficult to deal with, as they have multiple counters. One of them being all versions of the revolver. Yeah. The rail cannon, and specifically the cannonball. Actually, I'm going to check to see if it's... Wow, I just keep doing that, huh? I'm going to check to see if it's the rocket launcher in general, but I'm pretty sure it's just the cannon. Yeah, it's just the cannon. And that is the other piece of combat tech that I forgot to show off. Which I am going to show off by showing off how good it is against Virtues, or probably my least favorite enemy. Like, just in a fight, they're the least favorite enemy in any fight. So basically, they have two super easy ways of dealing with them, though. Double cannonball, like I did. So you can shoot out a cannonball, it'll bounce off an enemy, and then you can whiplash said cannonball and parry it to launch him in. I do still believe it has to be a fully charged cannonball to one-shot specifically the Virtues. And then the other easy method, just rail cannon. Rail cannon one-taps them. Pretty strong. And then Maurice. Maurice has two strats that one-shots them. I'm going to try to show off both. I missed that one a little bit. Yeah. So what happens there is it explodes the first attack that it hits, and then it essentially parries the other attacks into hitting Maurice, which is what the community calls malicious face, which is this guy. And then there's the counter for his other attack. Let me see if I get this. I missed it. Okay. Man, I'm really bad at this. Wow, I'm really bad at this. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. So that, as you can see on the right side, is a chargeback. So what it does is that laser beam he shoots is coded basically identically to the red rail cannon. So there's some sort of trick that you can do with red rail cannon, apparently. I'm sorry, I'm bad at the game. So yeah, so what it does is it bounces off the coin and it targets the nearest enemy, which majority of the time is going to be Maurice. But I think occasionally you can do it so that it can destroy like a cluster of other enemies. If the coin that it hits is closer to those enemies than Maurice. I am not good at that, as you can see. One of the tips I can give you pretty confidently, though, is the laser beam doesn't target specifically your feet. If you're trying to figure out like how you should aim that coin. Oh yeah, also another fighting technique I do not use: coin punching. Automatically hits an enemy. Actually, I can just show this off by spawning an enemy. Oh my god, why do I keep doing this? No. Race is pretty good one to show it off on. I'm gonna bring him into that phase just so I have more time to show it off. Damn, okay. So as you may have seen, bugger off. Oh, seriously? Huh, I wonder if his... Because I know he tends to go for lasers almost exclusively once he's at low health. I wonder if that resets again when you respawn. Because I noticed he also did that last time. Interesting. Ah. Yeah. So you can then also use that coin as another, like, bouncing attack. Because it'll bounce off the top of the enemy's head, and then you can either shoot it out of the air, or you can shoot another coin, and then it will also hit that coin that was on top of his head. So yeah, overall, pretty good there. So who all is left on the enemy list? These guys. These guys suck to deal with, but generally are actually, like, really easy. See, one parry kills them. But you do have to be aware of where their projectiles are. You don't necessarily have to be aware of where they are in a hard fight, but just being aware of where their projectiles are goes a long way. Because those, since all parries fully heal you, by having some of those enemies alive with those homing attacks, you can have pretty easily available parries. So they're honestly pretty easy. Yeah, titles. There's very little strategy I feel like I should have to go over with these guys. That they make one specific enemy invulnerable. You hit them, they're gone. I'm gonna test just one thing out since I know it's melee specific. Okay, yeah, you can beat them with the jackhammer. So yeah, that's good. You can use it to go in there, quickly hit it, and move away. So overall, pretty strong. Not too hard to deal with. Cerebus. These guys, not that difficult. I say as I immediately get hit. These are generally the enemies I hit most often with that attack. They are basically susceptible to, like, everything because of how slow they are. They're a good target for the double cannonball. Okay, you can also get the cannonball full strength immediately by parrying it directly after shooting it. And then, yeah, let's see. I think there's only, like, a couple more enemies left. I do not have any strategy with these guys specifically. I will say these guys are actually easier. Did I kill him already? I felt like that was supposed to be a harder fight. Huh. These, I guess they're pretty frail then. Let's see how much HP they have. Amazing or player, yeah, okay. Those guys had, like, a bunch, and, I thought these guys had a bunch. Okay, so this will be 1 damage. Okay, I guess they don't have that much health then. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're not all that scary then. Okay. So they deal big damage in a decent melee range, but generally you're faster than him. So if you're moving around, you can save them for last, along with, like, swords machines and stuff. So they're not all that scary. They do have a lightning attack. They're just not likely to do it if you're, like, if they're the only enemy left. Goodbye. So generally don't have to worry about that. Can you hit the, like, remains of enemies? I don't think you can. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but I have to know. I don't think you can, because that would be really rough. Then who is anyone else? Yes, these 2 guys. Oh, these 3 guys. I'm gonna go ahead and twink boss health bar. I should have been doing this the entire time. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm going to make this a different key. So, not too bad. They have relatively low HP in comparison to other boss-like enemies. The traps do hella damage, and that spot right there is their weak spot. Generally, my strategy for them is I wait for them to enter their enraged phase before hitting them with the rail cannon, because super easy shot. Basically, I'm pretty sure it guarantees to kill them since there's an HP threshold for them to get into enraged mode. So pretty easy. Basically, you're always wanting to go with them first, hitting them with some sort of buzzsaw trap. And while doing that, you also get rid of all your like basic filths and stuff. These guys. So I don't use the Knuckle Buster. So the strategy I use is hitting them with that. Wow, that's super easy actually. Okay. So yeah, you can basically just instantly get rid of them by just hitting them with fully charged railgun, dash jumping into them, and then hitting them with a rail cannon. Instantly gone. And then these guys, I don't really have a specific strategy for them. I just deal with them at some point throughout the fight. Oh my god, I cannot switch to the correct thing I want. Yeah. Oh, actually, the landmines they leave behind are super helpful. Because they are, like, one of the most consistent heals in the entire game. Because you just go up, you parry them, full healed. So easy to deal with. As long as you have some amount of awareness of where because here's how long it takes them to hit you. That's a while. So, get that. It also is decent explosion damage on enemies. So overall, pretty easy to deal with. Okay, and I believe that is all for this video. I'll go over the list of enemies one more time, but I believe that's every basic enemy that spawns in Cybergrind. Yeah. Didn't really have showing strategies for these guys, but like, super easy. Hit them with a singular buzzsaw, generally at the end, because I generally just have ignored them up until that point. Same thing with like the soldiers, except it just takes a hit or two. I can quickly go over why I choose my specific loadout. So I specifically have my alt, have the alt revolver, because alt revolver is like 3 or 4 coins, huge damage. But I specifically have the normal revolver for my red. So I can still have the high damage from that. Or I can have the spread shot by switching to the red weapon midair. So, pretty good. I like it. Because, yeah, it's just fun. And then when I'm in melee distance with an enemy, I'm generally just hitting that. So that's why I specifically have this be not the alt, because I just like using the shotgun. Okay, cool. I was just checking to make sure you can parry the balls at the same time you parry that. So I like this because it's good shift damage. Just good overall damage, and then Sawdon deals really strong damage. And I like it hitting going in and leaving for the damage it deals. And then I simply have the alt shotgun as the pump charge, so that I can deal insane damage and get some pretty good movement. Because when you hit an enemy, it gives you like way more movement. Like, it's like, wow, that's good. Then obviously, it's just so good for traps. Just no reason not to. You can do that just to get rid of all the other traps. And then have these two rail cannons. Really good single target, really good spread. Yeah. And then Cannonball's my first, because that's generally what I'm using it for. And then I have Firestarter as my alt. I generally don't use it in case I need to deal with like a really annoying like group of Maurices that have somehow like gotten close to each other. So you can just oil up a few of those Maurices and then hit them, and then they'll hurt each other with the fire damage. Also kind of useful if you have like a group of ranged enemies that are by each other, or just want to get a bit of chip damage on a tougher enemy that you're not going to be with. So like the Ferryman, this would be a good weapon to hit with this. Yeah. So I believe that's it for this video. So, bye guys.